The next is foreign trade policy. Please come to FTP, everyone. Now, let's go ahead and discuss the last chapter in our IDT ka syllabus, which is FTP. Everyone listen. FTP is, if I start the discussion, we can go on for 2 days also. Okay? But FTP comes in the exam for 5 marks. Okay? And this term, FTP mein, I've opened the statutory update of your ICI. FTP mein, there are 3-4 amendments. So in my opinion, out of that 5 marks, 2 to 3 marks will come from the amendment. So how much is remaining? 2 marks only. Correct? So FTP, in my point of view, we will go ahead and quickly cover only those areas which I feel are important. If it does not come, please pardon me. If it comes, very good. We'll all celebrate. Can I go ahead, everyone? Chalo. Please come over here. Everyone, FTP, foreign trade policy. See, these 5 marks which are there, no, you have to dedicate a lot of time to study a lot of things for this. If you want full 5 out of 5. But in my opinion, because the amendments are there, 1 point should come from the amendment, 3-4 amendments are there. And lastly, we will also go ahead and see whatever the other areas which are important. Now, sir, what is important? The first part. First chart which is there, I don't think so. Anything they can go ahead and ask from this first chart. So then why did you give? Baba, when I'm teaching you guys, the full FTP, what I will teach you only tail and leave it, is it? I have to teach the head, stomach, and then the tail. No, everyone here now. Now listen. In my opinion, 1 point you can take care over here is, what is this National Committee on Trade Facilitation? They can go ahead and ask you, what, write a note on the National Committee on Trade Facilitation. Everyone listen. What Indian government has done is, government have set up what? National Committee on Trade Facilitation, so that the trade can be facilitated. So National India has ratified the World Trade Organization ka Trade Facilitation Organized Agreement. Their focus, there's a special focus on implementing the International Trade Facilitation Measure. They want to implement what? International Trade Facilitation Measure, DGFT, in consultation with Export Promotion Council. Baba, in India there are a lot of Export Promotion Council, like cashew ke liye there is Cashew Export Promotion Council. Medicines ke liye there is Medicine Drug Export Promotion Council, who promote that particular area ka export outside India. Okay, everyone? Now, what DGFT has done, Director General of Foreign Trade, in consultation with the Export Promotion Council and the Trade and Industry Body, dedicatedly function as the facilitator of export and import. So DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, who is the DGFT? The head, basically the head of the foreign trade policy who is there. This guy has gone ahead and done what? He has done consultation with the Export Promotion Council and Trade and Industry Body, and dedicatedly functions as the facilitator of export and import. National Committee on Trade Facilitation has been constituted to facilitate coordination and implementation of the TFA provision, means the World Customs Organization ka trade facilitation agreement which is there, so that those trade facilitation measures can be implemented in India. They have gone ahead and done what? They have constituted the Committee on Trade Facilitation. Now, they can ask you a 2-mark question. What is the National Trade Facilitation ka action plan? What is their action plan? What are they going to do to facilitate the trade? Improvement in ease of doing business through reduction in transaction cost and time. They will do what, everyone? Trade facilitation. By doing what? Reducing the transaction cost and time. Okay? Reduce in cargo release time. When your goods will come, immediately they will clear the goods. When your goods are going outside India, the trade facilitation measure will immediately do what? They will clear the goods immediately. Then, paperless regulatory environment. Everything will be online. Improved investment climate through better infrastructure. Because India mein infrastructure will be better, people from outside India will go ahead and invest. And a transparent and predictable legal regime, so that people who are exporting or people who are importing should have a predictable regime, that, sir, if I import, this much is the duty. That clarity should be there. This is the work of the aim of the National Trade Facilitation, National Committee on Trade Facilitation. If they by chance ask you a 2-mark, please remember this. Next, Sir, the next one is status holder. Again, an important point from exam point of view. Status holder. Listen. What government have gone ahead and seen is, government have gone ahead and seen, again 2 to 3 mark can be asked from this. Who is a status holder, everyone? Who are recognized people? These are big trade houses who are exporting, and importing in bulk. So government gives them the status of status holder. They can ask you exam question, write a note on status holder. 1 or 2 question on status holder, do it and go in your Q&A book. That status holder ka questions will be there. Everyone here. Status holders are exporters or firms who are recognized as business leader. Baba, these are big business firms which are there, who have excelled in international trade and have successfully contributed to countries' foreign trade. They are expected to not only contribute towards India's export but also provide guidance and hand-holding to new entrepreneurs. Basically, they are not only expected to contribute to India's economy by exporting and earning foreign currency, but also they are required to give training to new people, so that they are required to keep some trainees under them, so that new people can also be trained. All exporters of goods and service and technology having IEC code, import-export code number, shall be eligible for recognition as status holder. Status recognition depends upon your export performance. It will depend upon what, everyone? Your export performance. The more you are exporting, people, government of India says what? You tell me one thing. I am selling goods to my wife. My wife is selling to my son. My son is selling to me. Will we ever become rich? Or home mein only money is rotating? The same way, India, if it wants to become rich, India has to sell goods outside India and earn money from outsider. If I want to become rich, I have to sell goods to you and earn money. So outside people who are there outside my home, the same way you think about India. If India wants to become rich, how to become rich? To sell goods to outside India. And that is why they are telling status holder, you should export, we will give you status and we'll give you a lot of privileges. We'll talk about it. Now, an applicant shall be categorized as a status holder upon achieving the threshold export performance in the current and the preceding 3 years as indicated. It means in the current year and in the preceding 3 years, you should have this performance. Only then you will be given status holder. Number 1, 1 star status holder. 1 star. Who is 1 star? Who is having $3 million US ka export in the current year and the last 3 years. Next, sir, 2-star export house, 15 million US dollar. Then 3-star export house, 50 million US dollar. 4-star export house, 200 million US dollar. 5-star export house, 800 million US dollar. Is my point clear to all? Now, everyone listen. You can remember this much. You can remember this much. These are just for your reading, everyone. These are just for your reading. I want you guys to remember this point very importantly. What are the privileges? What are the privileges which are given to status holder? If you become a status holder, this can be a question in the exam. What are the various privileges which are given? Sir, what is the benefit of having status? It says here. A status holder shall be available for the following privileges. Authorization and custom clearance for import and export will be granted on self-declaration. People, whenever you need any advance authorization or any kind of authorization you need, you don't have to go to the DGFT office. Self-authorization basis pay, you can go ahead and take, you can give any declaration, etc. on self-authorization. It says authorization and custom clearance will be done on the self-declaration basis. Input-output norm may be fixed on priority. People, what is input-output norm? There's something called SION, Standard Input for Output. Standard Input for Output. SION is nothing other than, if you want an advance authorization, you went to the DGFT office and you told, sir, please give me an advance authorization so that I can import. Raw material without paying any custom duty. But I will make the final product and I will go ahead and export. So what DGFT says, do you have an order with you? I told, yes, sir. I have 1 lakh shirts ka order. If SION book, he will open the SION book, Standard Input Output Norm book. In SION book, it will be written, for 1 shirt, 1 meter cloth is required. So 1 lakh shirt ka, if I have an order, he will give me how many meters ka raw material to be imported without paying any duty? 1 lakh meter. Are we clear? Did you understand Sion? Now, sometime what happens, what goods you are going to make. For that, in the Sion book, standard input output norm book, it is not written how much input should be allowed for this output. How much input should be allowed without paying any custom duty to make this much output. In that scenario, you have to go to whom? You have to go to the norm committee. One norm committee is there, you have to go to them. And you know what? If you are a status holder, norm committee will fix the Sion for you, input output norm for you within 60 days. Exemption from furnishing of bank guarantee for schemes under the FTP unless specified otherwise. People, you don't have to give bank guarantee. In various schemes, there are various bank guarantees, etc. to be given. You are exempted from furnishing bank guarantees. Next, exemption from compulsory negotiation of document through bank, remittances or receipt, however, would be received through banking channel. What they are telling is, all the documentation, etc., which are required, you are not required compulsory negotiation documents, etc. also. Then, this is very important. 2-star and above export houses. They can give you an exam question saying this person is a status holder. Now he wants to establish an export house. He wants to set up a warehouse. Can he set up? 2-star and above shall be permitted to establish their export warehouses as per the Department of Revenue guideline. Can you tell me which star and above can set up their own warehouse? 2-star. Status holder would be entitled for preferential treatment and priority in handling of their consignment. My goods are going to be exported. Remember, you will be given priority. Then, status holder shall be entitled for exporting freely exportable item on pre-of cost basis for export promotion subject to a specified annual limit. You can go ahead and export free of cost without paying any export duty. Some samples, etc. you can go ahead and export. Then manufacturer who are also status holder 3, 4 and 5 will be able to self-certify their manufactured goods as originating from India. People, there's something called certificate of origin which is required. When you are going ahead and exporting, no, to the person who is importing from India, you are exporting, the person who is importing, you have to give him certificate of origin, that India is the origin. 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, they can make the certificate of origin themselves. People, remember first of all, who is a status holder. Remember these points very well. 1-star, $3 million US. 2-star, 15 million. 3-star, 50. 4-star, 200. And the last one, 800. Everyone, and these privileges which are given to status holder, please remember. And also 1 or 2 questions, if you want, you can do it from this. The next one. They can go ahead and ask you about the import-export code. Please mark this, everyone. Import-export code. You can just read it and go. You can read it and go. What's an import-export code? You know what? Now, your PAN is only your import-export code. Your PAN is only your import-export code. But your PAN, you have to first apply for the import-export code. They will allocate your PAN only as your import-export code. Only once they allocate your PAN as your import-export code, you can go ahead and use it as the IEC code. That's all. Self-reading, nothing very important. This point can be asked in the exam. 3 marks ke liye. What are the mandatory documents for export and import of goods from India and into India? Remember, if you are importing or exporting, what are the 3 documents? These documents are there, you can import. These documents are there, you can export. What are these 3 documents for export? Number 1, bill of lading, airway bill number, lorry receipt, railway receipt or postal receipt. Commercial invoice should be there. Shipping bill or bill of export or postal bill of export should be there. First, people, shipping bill should be there. Then, invoice should be there. Then, the last one, how you are exporting, that shipping company will give you bill of lading, airline company will give you a bill of airway bill number. All these 3 documents should be there and you will be able to export. Sir, I want to import 3 documents. Bill of lading, commercial invoice, packing list, and the last one, bill of entry. These 3 documents are there. You can go ahead and import. This is good one. Please mark it. Everyone over here, this point you can remember, samples. If I want to import sample, people, importation of sample. If you want to import sample from outside India, remember, no authorization shall be required. You don't have to take any authorization from the DGFT office. It says for import of bona fide technical and trade sample of restricted item, even if those items are restricted, but if you are importing sample, authorization is not required, except defense and security item. You can't say I want to import one hand grenade sample. No, except defense and security item. Remember this, defense and security item, seed, bees and new drugs. Also remember, sample of tea not exceeding 2000 CIF in one consignment shall be allowed without any authorization by a person who is connected with the tea industry. And also duty-free import of sample up to how much? 3 lakh rupees for all the exporters shall be allowed as per the terms and condition of the custom notification. This point is good, remember it. Please come to the next page, everyone. People, how much value ka goods you can export as gift? One small MCQ can be asked. Remember, eligible goods including eligible item, edible item of value not exceeding 5 lakh in a license year may be exported as gift. Remember this point. 5 lakh rupees. Okay? Next, please come down. Chapter number 3 not required. Chapter number 4. Everyone over here. Chapter number 4 you have to remember. Listen. Everyone over here. What is an advance authorization? What's an advance authorization? First you have to tell me. You went to the DGFT office. You told the DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade. You told, sir, see, I have an export order. I have a export order. Sir, please, I want to import raw material. I want to import raw material. Allow me to import raw material without paying any custom duty. I will not pay any custom duty, but out of the raw material, I will make in India the final goods and I will go ahead and export and I will earn foreign currency. The time you say foreign currency, no. This person, DGFT, he will become very happy. He'll tell, okay, I will give you one advance authorization. And he'll tell you, go, import without paying any custom duty, make the final product and go ahead and export. But make sure you should do a minimum amount of value addition in India. Value addition means I went ahead and imported raw material and I exported raw material. In India, some processing must be done. Are we clear, everyone? And that is what is being told over here. Let's read. Authorization means, okay, first you understood the basic, right? Now, sir, who are the people who are eligible for advance authorization? It says authorization can be issued either to a manufacturer, exporter or merchant exporter tied to supporting manufacturer. People, if you are manufacturing and exporting, you can take advance authorization. Supposingly, I am not manufacturing, but I am merchant exporter. Who is a merchant exporter? Who will buy from manufacturer and he will pack in one container and export. That person also can take the advance authorization. So if I am going ahead and manufacturing and exporting, I can take advance authorization. Sir, if I go ahead and don't manufacture, but I am a merchant exporter, I have supporting manufacturer who will manufacture and give it to me, then also I can take advance authorization and buy the raw material from outside India without paying any custom duty. Now listen, sir, such authorization can be issued for what? Physical export. What do you mean by physical export? Got the raw material from outside India, made the final product and physical exported. You will get the advance authorization. Intermediate supply. I got the raw material, made the product, gave it to one person. Now he might be going ahead and exporting. Intermediate supply. Supply is made to categories of deemed export. I am giving to someone who will go ahead and actually export. Deemed export, Arey Baba, I am giving it to one person who is an advance authorization holder. He will go ahead and export. So when I import the raw material, I can also get the advance authorization. Next, supplying of stores on board a foreign going vessel or aircraft, provided there is a specified scion. Nothing. You have to remember, if you are going to supply to whom? Stores on a foreign going vessel, means a ship which is going outside India, you are going to supply them raw material, or you might be going to supply them any item, then government is selling, you can also import that item without paying any duty. Now, sir, over here, one thing you have to remember, which I want you guys to remember is, sir, what is the minimum value addition that should be done in India? What should be the minimum value addition which should be done in India? Minimum value addition required to be achieved. Minimum value addition that is required to be achieved under advance authorization is how many percent? 15%. However, in case of specified product, value addition could be less than 15%. Sir, how to calculate the value addition? Listen. How to calculate the value addition? See, Baba, I'm not going into too much technicality. 5 marks ke liye, I want to keep it really simple. Are we clear? Can you tell me, how will you calculate the value addition that you did 15% value addition? They are telling, see. Everyone here. I imported the raw material. CIF value is $1 lakh. The export value should be how much? Minimum value addition. What they are telling is nothing. Export ka value will be FOB. FOB minus CIF value. See here, everyone. It says A, take the FOB minus the CIF value divided by CIF. You will get the value addition. Everyone over here, see. Value addition is A minus B, FOB of the export realized, or CIF value of the input covered by the authorization. People, I imported the raw material, I spent $1 lakh. The exported goods ka FOB is 1,15,000. 1,15,000 minus 1 lakh. How much is the value? 15%. If I go ahead and export and the value addition is, supposingly I exported it for 1,20,000 and I spent $1 lakh when I imported the CIF value. You know CIF value now? CIF value is how much? 1 lakh. How much is the value addition? 20%. Is my point clear? You have to remember this point, that the minimum value addition should be how much? 20%. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, everyone over here, listen, please do 1 or 2 questions on this and go, don't forget. Minimum value addition wala point you remember. Who are entitled to advance authorization? This point also you should remember. Now, sir, what will be the validity of the advance authorization which is issued? Remember, it will be how many months? 12 months. Can I go ahead, everyone? If I got an advance authorization, to import, how many months the validity will be there? 12 months. But supposingly, I got an advance authorization to import for a project. The project is going on for 3 years. Then 12 months or the term or the project. It says, whenever the validity of the advance authorization for deemed export supply shall be coterminous with the contracted duration of the project executed, or 12 months from the date of authorization, whichever is later. Sir, when I am going ahead and getting advance authorization, what duties I don't have to pay? No duties, nothing. All duties will be exempted. All duties will be exempted. Remember, if you are going ahead and getting advance authorization, all the duties will be exempted. You don't have to pay any duties. Sir, what are the items which are allowed? This is the last thing I will tell you to read over here. What are the items which you can import under advance authorization? Listen, items which can be imported against advance authorization. Inputs which are physically incorporated in the exported product. People, I got shirt ka raw material. Shirt ka cloth I got. Cloth will be incorporated. So can I get cloth from outside India under advance authorization? For an example, I have a order for 1 lakh unit of shirt. I got cloth from outside India. Will cloth be incorporated in the product? Yes. So cloth I can import under advance authorization. Saying fuel, oil, catalyst which are consumed. Can I import fuel which will be consumed in the process? Yes. Mandatory spare which are required to be exported or supplied with the resultant product can be permitted up to 10% of the CIF value. People, if you got an advance authorization for 1 crore rupees, how much spare you can import? 10%. 10 lakh rupees ka spare parts also you can import, which you are going to give with the resultant product. Next. However, item reserved for state trading enterprises cannot be imported against advance authorization. Everyone listen to me very carefully. What can you import? Raw material, which will be incorporated. Yes. Fuel, oil, etc. Yes. Lastly, spare parts. 10% of the advance authorization amount, you can import the spare parts which are to be supplied with your final product. Is my point clear to all? This is something which is enough from advance authorization point of view, I think. Please do 1 or 2 questions so that you are able to connect in the exam. The next one over here. Everyone listen. One more scheme like advance authorization is duty-free import authorization scheme. Listen. I want to tell you what is duty-free import authorization scheme. You will tell me, sir, what is duty-free import authorization scheme? Yes or no? Listen. Advance authorization scheme is, supposingly I have an order in my hand. I told the DGFT, please allow me to import raw material without paying any custom duty. I imported the raw material, did not pay any custom duty. What did I make out of it? Final product, and I exported. You tell me one thing, advance authorization is given in advance. Advance authorization is given in advance so that you can import raw material without paying any duty, make the final product and then go ahead and export it. Is my point clear to all? And on the import, you don't have to pay any custom duty. Is my point clear to all? Now, duty-free import authorization. What is duty-free import authorization? Duty-free import authorization scheme. You know what? You went to the DGFT. You told him, people, advance authorization mein what happens? You go to the DGFT. You told him, sir, I have an order in my hand. Please allow me to import raw material without paying any custom duty. I will make the finished goods and I will go ahead and export. This is what? Advance authorization. On the raw material which you import, you don't have to pay any custom duty. Everyone over here now. So DGFT office gave you an advance authorization. If DGFT office gives you an advance authorization, you can import the raw material without paying any, and you can make the finished goods and export. It means it is given in advance. You went to the DGFT office and you told, sir, I want an advance authorization. He'll tell, do you have any order with you? I told, no, nothing. He'll tell, get lost. First do one thing. Buy raw material, make your product, export it. When you export, no, if you prove yourself that you exported, come to me. Post exportation, you come to me. Whatever raw material you had imported, on that whatever custom duty you had paid, I will give it to. I will give you a DFIA. Listen, I will give duty-free import authorization for the next time. So that what you can do is, you can buy the raw material again, and you can go ahead and make the final product and export for the next time. But first, who will have to do? You will first have to buy the raw material. You will have to make the, you'll have to buy the raw material. You'll have to make the finished goods. You have to go ahead and export. Once you have proved yourself that you are able to export, come to me. I will give you duty-free import authorization for your next time ka import. So that raw material which you need again, you can get it from outside India. Tell me one thing. Advance authorization is pre-export. Duty-free import authorization is post-export facility. Sir, why will someone go for post-export facility? Because might be you don't have a order in your hand. They will not give you advance authorization. Can I go ahead, everyone? So first, you make your product, export it, come back to us to refill your godown. We will give you duty-free import authorization. Everyone over here now. Duty-free import authorization. People, this is for your reading purpose. Now listen. Sir, what is the minimum value addition? What is the minimum value addition? 20%. Remember this point. Minimum value addition is 20%. Sir, within how much time the export should be completed? Listen. Today you went to them and you went ahead and told them, sir, I will do the export. I want duty-free import authorization. The day you give the application, no. From that day, your export should be completed within. If you complete your export within 12 months, then within the next, they are telling export should be completed within 12 months from the date of online application and generation of file number. You went online and you gave one application. I want DFIA. They will tell you, okay, do the export within the next 12 months. I did the export within the 12 months. Now listen. The applicant shall find an online application to the RA before starting the export. Before starting the export. And once you file the online application, within how much time you should export? 12 months. Once you have gone ahead and done the export, supposingly you did the export over here within 12 months, then after completion of export and realization of export, proceed. Request for issuance of transferable DFIA. Now you have to go ahead and ask for what? Sir, please, I've exported. See, first you have to go an online application. That, sir, I will export. I will show you. I will export and show it to you. Make the online application. Export, prove yourself within 12 months. You exported within 12 months. Then they will go ahead and issue you DFIA. Is my point clear? Once they issue you the DFIA, concerned authority may issue your DFIA within a period of how many months? 12 months from the date of export or 6 months from the date of realization of export. Proceed, whichever is later. The day you exported, within 12 months they will issue DFIA, or the day you realize the foreign currency, within the next 6 months, whichever is later. Always remember, when they issue you DFIA, DFIAs are transferable. Can I give it to my friend? Advance authorization, if it is given to me, people listen carefully. Advance authorization, if it is given to me, I should only import. And because I told I have an order. So when advance authorization is given, it is always actual user condition. Means the person to whom it is given, he should only use. I took it, right? So I should only use to make my product. But DFIA, what happens? No, I made the final product already exported. Now you are telling I can buy raw material from outside India. I am telling next time I don't want to export only. Can I give my DFI to my friend? He can import? Yes. Remember, very, very important from exam point of view also, DFIA is transferable within a period of, with a validity. And DFIA ka validity is how many months? 12 months from the date of issue. But one thing you have to remember, your export proceeds should always be realized in foreign convertible currency. Sir, how will you find out duty? How will you find out value addition is 20%? Nothing. FOB minus CIF divided by CIF over story value addition. People, I think if you remember this much and do 1 or 2 questions on DFIA, it should be good enough. Everyone over here now. Let's go ahead. The next one, duty remission scheme not required. RODTP, very, very important again from exam point of view. RODTP, again very important from exam point of view. Listen, there was something, people, there was something called merchandise export. Merchandise export from India scheme, MEIS scheme. What was MEIS scheme? No, government used to go ahead and say, Ramesh, this is made in India. Supposingly, this is made in India. I told, sir, I don't like to export this. Why? Government told, if you export, I told government, if I export this, no, I don't get much profit. So I don't want to export this. But government wants to promote the export of this. So government used to say, export it. We will give you 2% of your FOB value ka scrip. Scrip means government used to give us one voucher. Next time we can use it to pay our import duty. Is my point clear? Now, MEIS scheme was not as per the World Custom Organization ka guidelines. And hence, MEIS scheme was scrapped. Okay? And now, they launched what everyone? RODTP. In my opinion, A graded. They can ask you a small question. Everyone over here now. RODTP scheme is based on the globally accepted principle that taxes and duties should not be exported. People, export the goods, not the taxes, correct? For an example, GST is refunded. Array, ITCs are refunded, no? Or IGST paid is refunded. But sometimes what happens, no? Some or the other tax ka burden, goes in your exported goods. So government says the tax ka burden which goes in your exported goods, for that we will give you scrips. And that is known as RODTP scheme. Are we clear, everyone? Now listen, see. RODTP scheme is based on the globally accepted principle that taxes and duties should not be exported, and taxes and duties levied on exported product should either be exempted or remitted to the exporter. Means either it should be exempted or it should not be charged at all. Then The remission of duty on taxes, what they are telling remission over here, they are telling whatever duty you have paid, we will give it back to you. They are telling the remission of duty on taxes and exported product scheme aims to refund such duties and taxes on exported product as are otherwise not being refunded. People, GST is refunded. So their aim is not to refund you the GST amount. Their aim is to refund you, sir, when you go ahead and export some product, might be some content or some part of excise duty or any duty, if it is there in that product, they will go ahead and give it to you as refund. Everyone over here, under the provision of the law, the rebate under this scheme shall not be available in respect of duties and taxes already exempted, remitted or credited. Whatever refund is already given to you or whatever duties you have not paid, those duties will not be paid back to you. You know what happens? If the GFT website works, I can show it to you. Very, very simple scheme it is. Please work. Okay. See, services. Here, if you go ahead and see, can you see RODTP? See, what happens? No RODTP, nothing. Government have gone ahead and given the rate. See, if you click this, no, whatever item it is, supposingly, I am exporting lungis, lungis. Okay, my favorite, lungis over here. Okay, all the lungis example, lungi. Then they are telling, see, per lungi, no, we will go ahead and give you how much RODTP, everyone? 4.3%. Of what? Of the FOB. That's all. But there is a maximum cap that you will get only 3.4 rupees per whatever quantity. Is my point clear? This is RODTP. Government have given 1%. Whatever item you are exporting, find out that percentage. Whatever is the RODTP told, take it, get lost. That is RODTP scheme. What is remission of duty? What is this scheme, everyone? Remission of duties and taxes on exported product. Whatever duties and taxes were already refunded, for that this scheme is not there. But on exported product, no duty should be there. And hence government realized that on lungis, at least some 4.3% of the 4.3% of the taxes go. So they went ahead and gave 4.3% as RODTP. Did you understand, everyone? For every product, government has decided 1% of the FOB, that amount will be refunded. Is my point understood to all? Next, what is the objective of this scheme? To refund the currently unrefunded. Whatever is not refunded, that amount they want to refund under this scheme. Next, duties, taxes at central taxes, central, state, local levies borne on exported product included in prior stage cumulative indirect tax on goods and service used in the production of exported product. I'll tell you, I manufacture an item, I get GST ka credit and refund is given. But on that product, supposingly, tobacco I purchased, tobacco pe I paid excise duty, tobacco se I made cigarette, cigarette I am exporting, GST ka refund will be given. But in that some excise duty ka component will go, that refund who will give? So any taxes which are not being refunded, they are telling we will refund under RODTP. Such indirect tax or taxes in respect of distribution of the exported product. Might be any taxes which you paid, which are local taxes, state taxes, central taxes. I gave excise duty ka example only. But I am telling whatever taxes you have paid, it will be refunded. Next. Sir, salient feature. What are the salient feature? You can just read once. Reading is enough. Sir, who are eligible? All the exporters are eligible. Sir, what will be the reward? What will be the chocolate you will get? Percentage. Percentage of what? But with a value cap per unit. Did I already tell you? You will get percentage, but that is what? Percentage of the FOB with a value cap per unit. Is my point clear to all? People, now listen. What are the items which are ineligible under RODTP scheme? In my opinion, they can ask you a question on this. Sir, very important from exam point of view. On what item you will not get RODTP scheme? Everyone over here now, listen. Ineligible supplies or items or categories under the RODTP. Here everyone. Following shall not be taken into account for calculation of the entitlement. Number one, export of goods, export of imported goods in same or substantially same form. People, I imported something, same to same I am exporting. Did I do anything in India? What India ka taxes ka burden will go on them? So they are telling if you imported the product and exported as it is, on that RODTP scheme will not be given. Secondly, goods through transshipment. Goods came from outside India, unloaded from the ship, loaded in another ship and sent outside India. Did you do anything on those goods? So for that, there will be no RODTP scheme. Goods export product which are subject to minimum export price or export duty. For that also they are telling whichever goods pay minimum export duty is applicable, or which are subject to what, everyone? Export duty. For them they are going ahead and telling one side government is telling export duty is there on these goods. It means government is not promoting that goods. One side if they give RODTP scheme, wrong. That is why they are telling we will not give the RODTP. Next, products which are restricted or prohibited. Restricted product, prohibited product, for that RODTP scheme will not be given. One side government is restricting the product, another side government will give you chocolate, RODTP, script, voucher. No. Next, supplies of product manufactured by DTA unit to SEZ or free trade warehousing zone. People, if you are supplying to an SEZ, is that export? So you will not be given. What they are telling? Supplies of product manufactured by DTA unit and you are supplying to SEZ or free trade warehousing zone. If you are supplying to all these people, I am supplying to SEZ. Is that export? You will not get RODTP scheme. Now this point, you know why I did cut over here? Because this time ka amendment it is. FTP mein there is an amendment. Everyone listen. Product manufactured by ESTP and BTP were earlier ineligible under RODTP. Now they have cut it. It means if you are a ESTP, Electronic Hardware Technology Park, or you are a biotechnology park, then for you also RODTP scheme shall be eligible. Remember for your exam, now this point has been amended. Please mark, everyone, people watching at home, people who have gone ahead and taken the classes, recent classes, whatever it is, everyone please remember this. Please mark it, everyone. Sir, products which are manufactured by whom, everyone? Products which are manufactured in Electronic Hardware Technology Park or Biotechnology Park. This point is cut. It means these people are now eligible. Next, sir, goods which have been taken into use after manufacture. If you manufactured and you used it in India, after that you are exporting, then RODTP scheme will not be given. Sir, goods for which electronic document in IceGate EDI have not been generated or export from non-EDI port. People, if you are going ahead and exporting the goods from a EDI port, where basically you are filing all the online document, IceGate ka portal is working over there, then only you get RODTP. Supposingly I am exporting from a port where manual filing is there, then in that case RODTP scheme will not be given. The next is deemed export category. You are supplying within India only to an advance authorization holder. For those export, RODTP scheme will not be given. I have opened the ICI ka amendment material. People, you can also download from the ICI ka Board of Studies. But listen now. Now listen. Here, I want to show you what are the schemes. See, amendment in ineligible criteria under the RODTP scheme. They can ask you in the exam one question, what are the case RODTP scheme is not allowed. Okay, everyone? Now, here, see, same, whatever I have told you, same to same things are there. Everything is same over here. But one point I told you already, it is cut. This is same. Now listen, these two. Sir, remember this, okay, everyone? Now, sir, products which are manufactured partly or wholly in a warehouse under section number 65. Tell me one thing. If you have manufactured something, you tell me one thing. You got something from outside India, put it in a custom warehouse, manufactured it, and then you are exporting. You did not use it in India. You did not do anything in India. They are telling for that, we will not give any RODTP. Remember this, product manufactured or exported availing the benefit of notification number 32/1997, that is job work and re-export of goods by foreign supplier. In this case also RODTP. People, who is there? For foreign supplier, they are telling RODTP scheme will not give. Then, this you guys already know. That's all, everyone. Okay. Here, these are the two people. Actually, these are not amendment. These are just additional points which are there. When I had written the points here, no, I had written only those points. How much you need? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had not written all the points. Now, you can remember only these 2 points over here additional. What are the cases for which RODTP shall be allowed? Actually, what happened? These 2 points, no. The inclusion of export made under this category will be decided later. Means whether this to be included, whether for these 2 points RODTP scheme has to be given or not to be given, government told will decide later. And hence these 2 points were never over here. But now they have deleted these 2 points. Deleted these 2 points means they are eligible. They are eligible. Who are the people who are eligible? Everyone. I want you guys to strictly remember this 3 points. What 3 point? Number 1, products manufactured by ESTP or STP eligible. Next, product manufactured or exported in discharge of export obligation under advance authorization, DFIA or special advance authorization issued under a duty exemption scheme of the FTP. People, I have advance authorization, I have DFIA authorization and I have exported. Am I eligible for RODTP? Yes. Next, product manufactured and exported by a unit of 100% EOU in terms of provision of FTP and by any unit in free trade zone. People, tell me one thing. I have advance authorization. If I am exporting, will RODTP scheme be eligible? Tell no. Yes. I am under DFIA scheme and I am going ahead and exporting. Will I get RODTP, everyone? Yes. Next, sir, I am a 100% EOU. Goods manufactured and exported by a unit which is 100% EOU. I am a 100% EOU and I am exporting. Will I get RODTP? RODTEP. Okay, yes. Next, or by any unit situated in free trade zone. You are in FTZ, free trade zone, or export processing zone, EPZ, or special economic zone, SEZ. Will you get RODTP? Yes. Okay. I am a ESTP and BTP. ESTP and BTP. Will I get RODTP? Yes. So now I think this is the amendment part which you can remember. People, advance authorization holder, DFIA authorization holder, 100% EOU, FTP, EPZ, SEZ or ESTP and BTP also are eligible for RODTEP. Summarized everyone the amendment. Next. Everyone over here now. Now, see, reading ke liye there is no limit. You can read the whole FTP. But I will conclude it with one more last point which I feel over here from the chart which is there. Everyone listen. What is Export Promotion Capital Goods Scheme? Everyone over here. I went to the DGFT. I went ahead and told the DGFT, sir, I want to make quality product. But, sir, machine is not there. Allow me to import 100 crore ka machine, sir. On 100 crore ka machine, 20 crore custom duty is there, sir. Please allow me. DGFT ko I told what, everyone? Allow me to import 100 crore ka machine. He told, okay, import. I told I will import 100 crore ka machine. 20 crore is the duty, right? On 20 crore, I told, sir, I will earn and give it to you 20 crore into 6. 120 crore I will earn the extra. Whatever I am already earning from whatever I am already exporting, that is okay. Incremental export, how much I will do? 120 crore in the next 6 years. It means what they are going ahead and telling, no. They are you told them, sir, see, I will import one machinery. Machinery say I will make good product and I will export and I'll earn foreign currency. But the condition is what? How much custom duty you saved multiplied by 6 times, you have to earn and give it to him. You don't have to earn and give it to him. You have to earn that much amount of incremental export over the how many years? Next 6 years. Everyone over here. That is the EPCG scheme. People, what are the eligible capital goods you can import? What are the eligible capital goods you can get? Capital goods including goods in CKD and SKD, complete knockdown or semi-knockdown condition. Pieces mein, parts mein you got the goods. In India you assembled. Eligible for EPCG? Yes. Computer system, software which are part of the capital goods being imported. You can get it. Sir, you imported a capital goods. A computer was a part of it. Can I import that? Yes. Spare, mold, dies, zigs, picture, tool. Yes. Catalyst for initial charge and for one more subsequent charge, you can go ahead and import. What are the capital goods which are allowed? Remember, capital goods which are there, you can import it. Plus, capital goods ka any computer system, you can import it. Spares, mold, etc., you can import it. Plus, catalyst you can import for initial starting or for subsequent charge also you can import the catalyst. Now listen. Sir, what duty will be exempted? It says capital goods imported under EPCG for physical export are also exempted from IGST and GST compensation. Says it means you don't have to pay any duty. But remember, if you have got an authorization, EPCG authorization, that is valid only for. But sir, when you are making the product and you are exporting, you should realize foreign convertible currency. Arey Baba, DGFT gives everything to whom? Who earns foreign currency. Now listen. Sir, one thing you have to understand. Sir, how much should I earn and give it to you? Export obligation. This is the most important part. You have to remember what is the export obligation, means how much you should earn. Specific export obligation under the EPCG is 6 times of the duty saved. Can you tell me in this how much I saved the duty? 20 crore. Arey, 100 crore ka asset I imported, a machine I imported. How much duty I saved? 20 crore. Into 6 crore. 120 crore is what I have to earn. They are telling, see, of the duty saved on the capital goods under the EPCG is to be fulfilled in 6 years from the date authorization was issued. Export obligation is over. Specific export obligation is over and above the average export obligation. What you are earning averagely, that too you have to earn only. Why did you get the machine? So that you will increase your export, correct? So you have to earn incremental. So they are telling over here, see, average export obligation means how much should I maintain? Over the next 6 years, how much is the average I have to maintain? People, did you understand? For an example, I was already exporting 10 crore. So 10 to I have to maintain only. Over and above that, in the next 6 years, I have to earn 120 crore. They are telling average export obligation under EPCG is average level of export made by applicant in the preceding 3 license year for the same or similar product. People, in the 3 license year, how much was your average export? That average export, for an example, in the last 3 years, I have made 10 crore, 20 crore, and 30 crore. Can you tell me what is the average? 20. So over the next 6 years, 20 crore, 20 crore, 20 crore, 20 crore, 20 crore, and 20 crore. So average I have to earn every year. Plus, can you tell me, in this case, how much was the duty saved? 120 crore. This 120 crore I have to earn in the next 6 years. Is my point clear to all? This is called average export obligation. This is called specific export obligation. See everyone. Block fulfillment of export obligation. You have to fulfill this 120 crore. The authorization holder under the EPCG scheme shall, while maintaining the average export obligation, maintain the average export obligation, fulfill the export obligation over the period of block. First 4 year may you should fulfill at least 50%, and block of 5th and 6th year balance export obligation. Now listen, sir, people over here, I have got an EPCG authorization. I have got a EPCG. If I import from outside India, whatever duty save, for an example, I save 20 crore ka duty. How much should I earn? 20 crore into 6 times. You know what I can do? Same item. It is available in India, for an example. I can tell one person, you supply it to me. People, listen. If I want, I can do one thing. If I have a EPCG authorization, I can tell this guy, you supply it to me in India only. In that case, supposingly he supplied me 100 crore ka asset, no. 100 crore pay, what would have been the duty? 20 crore. If it would have been imported, what would have been the duty? 20 crore. So 20 crore ka 6 times, you have to earn 120 crore. No. They are telling in this case, even if the specific export obligation will just be 85%. If you domestically buy the capital goods, see, if you actually import, then 20 crore into 6 times you have to earn. Do you guys agree? But if you bought the capital goods from India only, what duty you have saved? What duty? If you would have imported, what duty you would have saved of that 6 times multiplied by 85%? Is my point clear to all? That will be your specific export obligation. Others got it? What is it? 1 minute. Oh, I told 85. Okay. Okay, 75. Sorry. My mistake. You make it 75. I thought, why are you looking confused? My mistake, Baba, my mistake. I think I'm a little tired now, but it's okay. My mistake. Into 6 into 75%. Thank you, others. He was looking confused. I thought, what happened? Okay, very good. Is my point clear? So it says export obligation will be 4.5 times, which is 75% of the 6 times of duty saved. Thank you. Done. This point is clear to all. That's all, everyone. Now listen. Now there are many other things which are there. EOU, ESTP scheme, BTP schemes, etc. These are for your reading purpose. One thing which I want you to read and go in your foreign trade policy, the deemed export categories are different. In GST, we learned advance authorization holder if you are supplying to EPCG authorization holder, or you are going ahead and supplying to EOU, then that will be classified as what? Deemed export. But here, the deemed export categories are different. They can go ahead and give you a 3-mark question. Right? What are the deemed exports under foreign trade policy? So you can remember this. People, you know what? I think if you study this much, your question should come from this much. Rest, I will do the amendment for the foreign trade policy now, so that if any point comes from amendment, we can go ahead and take care. 5 minutes amendment. Please come quickly to the amendments, everyone. Everyone over here. See, I am telling you again. GST, what is the amendment? Biometric based Aadhaar authentication mein. I am telling you GST also. Sir, Andhra Pradesh now introduced along with Gujarat and Puducherry. Sir, GST में miscellaneous provision में amendment, accounts aggregator was there. Along with that, public tech platform for frictionless credit also introduced. That's all is the GST का amendment. Custom, no amendment. Foreign trade policy, the only amendment. Listen now. Everyone over here. Sir, you know what? These items ka import of used IT asset like laptop, desktop, monitor, printer from SEZ to domestic tariff area notified. Listen, in the foreign trade policy, it was told that all these capital goods, if you get from outside India, it is restricted. Are we clear, everyone? If you get all this, you know what we'll do? US, London, etc. They have all their capital, computer, laptop waste. They will throw it into India, second-hand goods, and India may will buy it. So they will dump all this to India. So India may, foreign trade policy may, all these are restricted. Second hand, you can't go ahead and import. Now here, one small point is there which you have to remember. You know what was happening? Everyone here. There is one India may SEZ unit. SEZ imported from outside India, computers, laptops, etc. Now, SEZ ke liye custom duty and IGST is exempted. Do you guys agree with me? What they will do, no? After using it for some time, they will sell it to one person in India. For an example, me over here. And I will sell it to people in India. Hare, custom duty also saved, GST also saved. Taking from them, selling in India. Government told, hey, SEZ, now if you clear the goods in India, no, you have to go to the DGFT office and you have to take a authorization. That's all, everyone. What they are telling everyone here. Amendment. Second-hand capital goods restricted for import and require authorization and fulfillment of specific condition. Which one? This is the one which you have to remember. Others, you can just read it, everyone. Others, you can just read and go. Here. Used IT asset. Imported from SEZ to domestic tariff area. Remember, laptop, desktop, monitor, printer. These SEZs, no, they import all this thing in huge quantity. After using it for some time, they will give it to me and I will start selling in India. So they told, you need what? Authorization. Good only, no? The DGFT thought there is a leakage, so DGFT told now authorization will be required. Next. People, is this point clear? Next one. So it says import policy of used IT asset, laptop, etc. from SEZ to DTA has been notified. The said import is restricted and requires authorization. So now remember one thing, this point you can remember, 1, 2 mark a small point they can ask you. Might be they can go ahead and ask you about other items also which are restricted. Just read this table once. Can I go ahead everyone? Next. Next one. People, what is merchant trading? What is merchant trading? Supplying from one country to another country. What if I am supplying within the country? From China, I supply to the US. That is merchant trading allowed? What if I am supplying within China only? Is that allowed? Merchant trading carried out within one specific country also permitted now. Earlier, merchant trading. What is merchant trading? Supplying from one non-taxable territory to another non-taxable territory without the goods entering India was allowed. But now, trading within the country only is also allowed. See here everyone. Merchant trading of shipment of goods from one foreign country to another foreign country without touching the Indian port involving an Indian intermediary was allowed. Means I am the Indian intermediary. I used to sell from there to there only. India I was earning money. He used to give me the bill. I used to give the bill over there. That was allowed. Now what they are telling over here. But subject to RBI guideline. Except for goods under this, you leave it this one. Okay? Now, merchant trading carried out within one specific country is also permitted. Subject to the RBI guideline. But except these goods, it's okay. Sides and all these are written down. But you have to remember one thing. Earlier, merchant trading from one country to one country. Can I do it sitting in India only? Yes. But now, can I do within the other country also? Yes, permitted. This you can remember. Next. Import of item under advance authorization, EOU, SEZ, enabled without compliance of mandatory quality control. I will tell you the basic of this and then we'll understand. Everyone see. In India, if you want to import anything from outside India, no. Quality control is there. QC. Correct everyone? Quality control will be there. If you are meeting the QC standard, only then that item can be imported in India. Do you guys agree with me? People watching at home, do you guys agree with me? Sir, what to agree? Yes. Now listen. If I import one item from outside India, the QC standards have to be met. Correct? What they are telling now? Import of item under advance authorization or by whom? EOU or by whom? SEZ enabled without compliance to mandatory QC. You know what they are telling? If I generally import for using in India, the quality control standards has to be followed. Otherwise, see what is the QC? They are telling quality control orders are regulatory mandates issued by the Indian government to ensure that product meet specific quality standard. Before any goods come in the country, the quality standards have to be met. But you tell me one thing. I am an advance authorization holder. Everyone here. Now, if I am an advance authorization holder, if I import anything, what will I do? With that item, what will I do? I will make the finished goods and I will export, right? The Indian government is telling India QC standards, etc. not required. Why is the required of quality standard? Sir, if the goods have to be used in India, then quality standards are required. Sir, I will get the goods from outside India. I am an advance authorization holder. I will export it outside India. Sir, outside India, we are not bothered. So India ka quality standards not required. Okay. You understood? I am a EOU. Okay? What is the work of EOU? Export oriented unit. They will get the raw material from outside India, make the finished goods and export. India ka QC. Not applicable. Next. I am a SEZ unit. What is my work? Import, make the goods and export. Correct? India ka QC, not required. That's all, everyone. Everyone here now. 5 minutes, I'll read this and we are done. You understood the base of it. What are they telling? Import of item under advance authorization or EOU or SEZ enabled without compliance to mandatory quantity control. What is it telling? Quality control orders are regulatory mandates issued by whom? Indian government, to ensure that products meet the specific quality standard. This order, typically issued by the Bureau of Indian Standard under BIS, apply to widely range of product to protect consumer safety, health and environment. Domestic market, domestic manufacturer as well as importers need to ensure that the product under what, everyone? Quality control orders must not be manufactured or imported without compliance with the specific standard. It means you should always follow the standards which are there. Quality control should be, what is it? Quality control order. QCO should be followed. Quality control should be met. Enabling provision have been incorporated under FTP for exempting inputs imported by advance authorization holder, EOU, SEZ from mandatory quality control orders. However, import of input under advance authorization, EOU, SEZ without compliance to the mandatory QCO shall be subject to the following condition. What will be the condition? In my opinion, the condition should be, don't clear it in India. You import it, you should export it, all those things will be there. Let's read, everyone. Let's read. Are you are thinking the basic thought of the government? That's all. Here. For advance authorization, they are telling, sir, exam mein they can ask you any small thing. Remember it. Okay, everyone? Import of inputs under advance authorization without compliance shall be dealt with pre-import condition. Such input shall be utilized in the manufacturing of export product. You should use it making what, everyone? Export product, making normal allowance for wastage, and shall be exported under the same authorization. Means I imported raw material, make the product and export. Unutilized import shall be not be transferred to DTA. Now listen, some waste etc. generated, some raw material which people not meeting quality standard, right? People, I am an advance authorization holder. I imported raw material, not meeting quality standard. I should clear in India or should not? If any unutilized material is there, then I will clear in India. QC is not met. So they are telling, see here, everyone. Even after regulation of default in the fulfillment of export obligation, sir, remember one thing, you should not transfer it to the DTA. Ever you should not transfer it to the DTA. It shall be destroyed in the presence of the jurisdictional GST or custom authorities, or as the case may be, re-exported. I got raw material. I did no quality standard. Process, exported. Made the product, exported. Raw material remaining, waste, destroy in India, destroy. You can't clear it in India, destroy. Or re-export. Re-export means from the person whom you got, send it back. Next. In addition, such unutilized import shall be liable to payment of effective duty along with interest to the custom authorities and specific composition fees to the DGFT. You did not utilize it, right? You did not utilize, you destroyed it. Government will tell, beta, you did not earn foreign currency, no? You told you will make goods and you will earn foreign currency. This material which you are destroying, we want custom duty on this. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Said exemption shall be specifically endorsed in advance authorization upon the request of the authorization holder. See, they are going ahead and telling such exemption shall be specifically endorsed in the advance authorization. Means when the DGFT is issuing you the advance authorization, no, in the advance authorization he will write QC not required. It should be specifically told in the advance authorization. Then the exemption from QCO will be available for physical export only, and such exemption will not be allowed for deemed export for advance authorization. People, I should not be supplying to anyone in India. Supposingly one advance authorization holder is there. I am an advance authorization holder. I got raw material from outside India, made the goods. Now you are an advance authorization holder. I can supply to you. But I should not give it to you because you are also in India. Deemed export category के लिए not allowed. They are telling the exemption of QCO will be available for physical export only, and such exemption will not be allowed for deemed export. Actual export should be done. You should not supply to anyone in India. Import of imports without compliance of the mandatory QCO under DFIA is not allowed. Why DFIA is not allowed? Advance authorization is, sir, I have already got an order. I will import the raw material, make the product and export. DFIA is what? I already exported. Now to fulfill my godown is empty. To fill my godown, they give me duty-free import authorization. That is post-export scheme. I can transfer it to anyone. I gave it to supposedly others. Others imported the raw material without QC standard and used it in India then. So they are telling we will not give it for DFIA scheme. It's only given for whom? Advance authorization. Is my point clear to all? Next. For EOU, again, exemption from applicability of mandatory QCO is issued under BIS Act shall be provided to EOU on import of input which are required. No DTA clearance of such import or goods manufactured or made out of inputs are allowed. Nothing. What they are telling, if you are an export oriented unit, get the raw material from outside India, don't meet QC, no problem, but don't clear it in India. You should make the goods and export. A undertaking to the effect will be submitted to the custom authority by the EOU. This EOU is there? No. They should give one undertaking. What undertaking, everyone? At the time of importation, and a copy of the same shall also be submitted to the Development Commissioner. The exemption from QC will be available for physical export only, and such exemption will not be for deemed export. It means EOU should export outside India. He should not give it to anyone in India because those are not meeting quality standards. Next. You understood? Total bakwas. Not bakwas. It can come in the exam. Everyone here. For exemption. For SEZ. What will happen for SEZ? Same. Get it from outside India. Make the goods. Export. Don't clear it in India. See, let's read it. Exemption from applicability of mandatory QCO issued under BIS shall be provided to SEZ unit on import of what? Inputs which are required for export production. Sir, no DTA clearance of such inputs and goods manufactured made out of such inputs are allowed. An undertaking to the effect will be submitted to the concerned Development Commissioner by the SEZ unit at the time of importation. At the time of importation, you should give an undertaking that, sir, I will import, but I will not clear it in India. Those things will not meet QC standard, but I will export it, sir. The exemption from QCO will be available for physical export only. I am telling you one exam ka MCQ. The exemption from QCO, ठीक है, to an advance. Chalo, sir, batteries are getting over, not your energy. Baba, it will not get over. Everyone over here. Now listen. Students know. The exemption from, okay, they can ask you. Advance authorization holder. ठीक है? He has got those goods which are not meeting the QC. Question can be drafted better way. What are the things allowed? What will be only allowed? Physical export, deemed export, supplying to SEZ. Okay, he can give you this thing. You have to remember only physical export. Are we all clear, everyone? Yes. Everyone over here. Above exemption shall be applicable only for the list of notified ministry or department whose notification on mandatory QC are exempted by the DGFT for goods to be utilized or consumed. Basically, only those things के लिए this QC standards will not be required to be met for whom the DGFT is giving the permission. They are telling what? See, above exemption means from meeting the QC standard and importing the thing shall be applicable only for the list of notified ministry or department. Only those ministries का item के लिए और those department का items के लिए whose notification on mandatory QC are exempted by the DGFT, where the DGFT is giving the exemption. For an example, DGFT went ahead and told, Ramesh, if you are importing hazardous goods, QC standards should be met. Then Baba, for an example, I am an SEZ. I am importing any hazardous goods, making the product and exporting. That hazardous goods should meet QC standard, because if you get the hazardous goods in India, India can be impacted, no? So might be some products ke liye they don't allow it. That's all. They are going ahead and telling. That's it, everyone, which I had to go ahead and tell over here. Listen, I've gone ahead and told you about all the amendments also. Okay? In FTP, I've tried my best to go ahead and tell you how much is important from exam point of view. 5 marks ke liye, if you do this 4 amendment. What are the 4 amendment, everyone? Arey, use IT assets, etc. Supplying from SEZ to DTA. Authorization required. Secondly, merchant trading within country permitted. Thirdly, QC standard not required if you are advance authorization holder, EOU or SEZ, but only for physical export. Can I go ahead, everyone? Don't clear in India. Very easy. And the last one over here is, sir, amendment in RODTP scheme. Remember? Okay, amendment in RODTP scheme. I told you the summary already. Advance authorization holder, TFIA, 100% EOU, FTZ, EPZ, ESTP or DTP, for them also RODTP scheme allowed. People, I will tell you that this was it from my end to go ahead and tell you. People, I will tell you once again, FTP for 5 marks. What I told you should be good enough. But 5 marks ke liye to you have to take risk. Correct or not, everyone? You can't do anything about it. Risk may also, we have learned lot of things. I don't think so. More than this, you should spend time on FTP. If you want, you can do some questions on FTP. Should be good enough, everyone. Right, everyone? I'll do one thing, everyone. I'll close my discussion on foreign trade policy. Congratulations, everyone. We are done. We are done with your GST, customs and FTP. GST, customs and FTP. Everything is done. Thank you so much, everyone. People watching at home, thank you, everyone, for attending the revisionary series. I don't know how much you enjoyed it, but over the next 3-4 days, I enjoyed it a lot. Okay? For me, throat might be, it is impacted, but for me, when I come to teach, no, even if the throat is paining, whatever is happening, for me, when I'm teaching, the teaching has to be amazing. Because that's the thing which we do at the end of the day. And I really love teaching. Take everyone. So at the end of the day, when I go home and sleep today, I'll be very happy. The pain will not matter to me. For me, what matters is, at the end of the day, did my students enjoy the class? That is very important. I hope you, all of you, enjoyed the class. I love you all. I hope you guys write. I hope you guys write well. Please remember this thing, everyone. If you don't practice and go no, you will not get good marks. All the efforts which we have gone ahead and put, we have put lot of effort, right, everyone? We have put lot of effort in going ahead and revising everything. Yes or no? Now, with the limited time, so that the revision is limited to a duration, I have gone ahead and tried my best to cover how much ever we can. But whichever area I have gone ahead and told you to practice question answers, those areas must be practiced. If you don't practice question answers and go, you will not be able to write in the exam. Are we clear, everyone? Now, if you are seeing this revisionary, might be one day before the exam, and that time you are thinking, now I did not practice, what to do? That time nothing can be done, no problem. That time it's okay, you revise it properly, that's all. But now you have the time, yes or no, everyone? And I'll tell you, please pick up one question, write the answer. Pick up one question, write the answer. Write and compare. When you will compare, no, you will see you have not written good. Next time you will write better. You will take some time, but don't lose hope. The more you practice, the better you are going to be. Other than that, the ICI ka RTP will come, correct? ICI ka MTP will come. Writing mock test, writing ICI ka RTP is always a good idea. It gives you a lot of skill how to write. Writing is a skill. And that skill, trust me, I can't do it for you. If I could have done 100%, I would have done it for you. I would have gone ahead and written the exam also for you. But it is not possible, Baba. You only have to write. Are we clear, everyone? See, You have seen me over the last 3-4 days. Correct? I'm going ahead and teaching you with all the energy. Now you as a student have to put all your energy and you have to go ahead and work hard. Trust me, all of you can clear very easily. Just practice. Even if you know 80% of the syllabus, you will 100% pass if you have practiced. Right, everyone? With this much, I'll go ahead and close all my discussions. I hope all of you clear with flying colors. People who are writing in November 24, all the best. People who are writing in May 25, all the best to all of you. Love you all. Take care. I'll sign off over here. Bye, guys. Take care, everyone. People watching at home, bye, everyone.